Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Zulaya. Let's take a look at your questions here. You say, "Hi, Mr. Buckoff. It's Zoo from Uzbekistan replying to your email answer. I like the ideas you have shared with me, and blatantly, they could work out. But let me tell you about my current situation. I read a lot of books. I spend about one half or sometimes 3 hours to read some of my books because I like reading a lot. However, the problem, it's not about reading or vocabulary. I'm failing mostly to choose the right answers by thinking logically. I know exactly where I am failing and I know what question is screwing me up, but I don't know how to increase this part. So what question is it exactly? Is it the completing the schematic tables or charts? Are they rhetorical questions you're having trouble with? Are they more main idea? But it's good. You know your weaknesses. That means you've been reading your score report, which is good. Okay, let's keep going to your questions here. You say, um, I have passed my third TOEFL about 2 weeks ago. Is that vocabulary? I would say I have taken my third TOEFL, not passed, because if you passed it or you reached your goal, you wouldn't be taking it again, right? So you said already got the answer and it was 64 as I mentioned. I'm doing fine on my speaking. My last one was 23, listening 16, writing 15, and reading is 10. Seems I should improve both other sections. Unfortunately, I registered for my fourth right after getting my result, and the time is limited for 1.5 months. I'm in panic. According to your answer, I should practice at least 3 to 4 months. Now I don't have enough time. I'll be one of your students and use your resources until the next TOEFL. So it sounds good. So, well, what you can do is you do as much as you can, and remember that the main thing is by becoming one of my students and taking my online TOEFL course, you now have a plan and you now have practice exercises. You can now record your speaking responses online. I can even help you get better than 23 out of 30. I can probably help you get to 26. So you can also do your writing practice test online. You know, as I told you, I have 10 independent and 10 integrated practice tests, so you can do all of that. So you just do as much as you can. Set aside time each day to work at my course to help you improve in your weak areas, including your reading, right? So I already gave you a pretty good idea of what you need to do to improve your reading, so you know what you need to do. The question is, can you do it in 6 weeks, right? Well, let's try. You can try, right? You do the best you can. Okay, let's go to the next question. You said one additional question. I couldn't find the name of my country in your subscribing wall to make a payment. My country, Uzbekistan, is not listed in your account. How can I make a payment? Now, this is a good question. This is probably something you want to ask PayPal. PayPal is a payment processing company I use that's kind of like the mediator between you and me. So you pay PayPal or register and create your account with them, then they in turn pay me. So I would direct that question directly to PayPal. You can go to their website at www.paypal.com and you can ask them the question you're asking me. Now hopefully you can sort out your payments. Now you'll notice that it is possible, if you cannot for whatever reason make a PayPal payment, it is possible to wire the money. And normally I don't like to do that because a lot of companies on the internet, they also will ask you to wire money, and some of these companies, quite frankly, are scams. And the reason that I like PayPal is if you have a problem or I have some problem with a payment, PayPal helps us solve the problem. For example, if you join my service and you absolutely hate my 7-step system, hopefully that'll never happen, but you can ask me for a refund. Now, the nice guy that I am, I will give you a refund, but even if I didn't, you could go to PayPal and ask PayPal to give you a refund, and then they probably would do that. You see what I'm saying? So PayPal is actually pretty good for the customer and also for you. So anyway, ask them your question. See if you can figure out what the problem is in terms of making your payment. Maybe instead of listing Uzbekistan as your country, can you list another country, or does it force you to list that? Could you list Russia, for example? I mean, I've had people from Russia who have subscribed to my system quite a bit. Now, here's another something to think about. It is possible, if you know somebody in another country who does have a credit card and who does use PayPal, you could tell them and they could create the subscription for you in your name. You know what I'm saying? So that's another possibility, is have somebody else create your PayPal description so that you can start my course. So just a few ideas in there. Anyway, thank you for contacting me, and keep up the good work.